Kamala was pretty quick after Joe's announcement to put out her tweet saying that she thanks Joe Biden for his extraordinary leadership and decades of service, and that she's honored to have his endorsement, and her intention is to earn and win the nomination. So it's interesting when you look at that and then remember what she said not terribly long ago, just a few months.
Sometimes people will open the door for you and leave it open. Sometimes they won't. And then you need to kick that fucking door down.
It's been kicked.
She sure did kick it, didn't she?
That door has been kicked wide open.
Well, hopefully Obama won't stand in her way, right? Because Obama doesn't want her to be there.
Yeah.
So, Obama doesn't like you, first Black woman.
Well, and I'm so glad you said that, because Kamala herself owned up to, when she was running as senator, or she was trying to be a senator, she agreed with someone who said you would be the first Indian American senator. And she did not balk. She did not say, I'm the first Black woman. Here's how this went.
Yeah, well, the Democratic Party for a very long time, not just this election cycle, has been doing a lot of active outreach around South Asians, around the API in general, and will continue to do it. I mean, what we know in particular when you're talking about the South Asian community, we're talking about the Indian community more specifically, it is a growing community in the United States in terms of its voting bloc, in terms of its participation, and I think the party knows that and knows that this is part of our collective community, and there needs to be outreach and inclusion.
And certainly you could become the first Indian senator in U.S. history, which would be quite an accomplishment.
Knock wood.
You could become the first Indian senator in U.S. history, which would be quite an accomplishment.
Knock wood.
So what is she?
She's half Indian, half Jamaican.
Okay, so she's just whatever fits that block so she can get the job. Is that what it is?
She's just a woman of color.
Okay.
What color? She's
so whatever.
All over the place.
Yeah. So it's like whatever fits the job description. She's like, okay, well, I'll be that today. If that helps me get the job, that's kind of sketch.
It's crafty. It's very crafty. And then also back in 2018, I thought this was an interesting clip of what she thinks or thought back in the day about electronic voting machines. It turns out she was thinking clearly back in 2018.
We are talking with them about the fact that it is probably best that you do not have your election system connected to the internet, because that will create greater vulnerabilities. And then look at where we are now in this year of our Lord 2018. We're talking about paper ballots, but that actually might be one of the smartest systems. Going back
really?
to, a day when we could have something tangible that we can hold on to, because Russia cannot hack a piece of paper like they can a computer system connected to the internet.
Oh, wow.
Huh.
And now that would be racist. So interesting how that works. And they change their minds on this stuff.
I don't know. Is it just me, or was she like way more effective as a senator, just in terms of her confidence, than she ever has been as VP?
Yeah. It's like she got lobotomized when she became VP.
Yeah. And even when she was running with, alongside Joe, she was just like this giggly, girly, not what you just saw in 2018, but like this whole softened, not as strong version of herself. And you can see that when she was doing town halls during that campaign in 2019, I guess it would have been. And they were asking her, what is your policy on, for example, telling Americans to eat less meat or to ban meat altogether? Here is what she said.
And we can talk about all that we are now, the subject of this conversation. We can talk about the amount of sugar in everything. We could talk about soda. We could go on and on. So the answer is yes.
Yes, she would. She would absolutely tell you to eat less meat, you guys. Get ready.
Yeah, she can suck it.
And that is a perfect segue into her also insisting that she wants to ban plastic straws.
Have to lead, and
plastic straws are a big thing right now.
Yeah.
Do you ban plastic straws?
I think we should.
Yes. I mean, look, I'm going to be honest. It's really difficult to drink out of a paper straw when if you're just like, if you don't gulp it down immediately, it starts to bend.
Yes.
And then, the little thing catches it. And then, so we got to kind of perfect that one a little bit more.
So you'd ban it, but rely on innovation.
I mean, we got it. Yeah. Innovation is a process, right?
She's these people are so stupid. She's one of those that like uses a paper straw and a plastic cup,
Right.
She's
Or
one of
uses
those.
a paper straw that's wrapped in plastic.
Right. She's one of those. She's one of those. I'm just, these people are, it's like, it's going to save everything. keep stapling money to the clouds, you guys.
Yep. Just
And
keep
by
right on
clouds,
stapling
it goes directly into her pocket and other politicians' pockets. That's where it goes. It doesn't go to the clouds. It's like, these people are such like money hungry parasites.
But at least they know their pronouns.
I am Kamala Harris. My pronouns are she and her. I am a woman sitting at the table wearing a blue suit. And
Great. That's great.
That's fantastic. Thank you for telling us that. How does she know she's a woman? They can't define it. How do you know?
Not even the dictionary can, which we also will tell you about in just a little bit.
Okay. All right.
Kamala also had this moment. I had completely forgotten about this. This is when she believes things are settled until they're not so settled.
I think that, to be very honest with you, I do believe that we should have rightly believed, but we certainly believe that certain issues are just settled. Certain issues are just settled.
Clearly we're not.
No, that's right. And that's why I do believe that we are living, sadly, in real unsettled time.
What the hell is she talking about?
That was one of my favorites, man. I love that one.
It's going to become a ringtone, you guys.
I mean, I think some things are settled, but I mean, we live in very unsettled times.
Do you know when people start things with, I'm going to tell you the truth?
Yeah.
Or truthfully, they're not telling the truth. They're not. Just as an aside.
Remember when she tried to explain what was going on in Ukraine and Russia?
yes.
Ukraine is a country in Europe. It exists next to another country called Russia. Russia is a bigger country. Russia is a powerful country. Russia decided to invade a smaller country called Ukraine.
Oh my God.
Basically, that's wrong.
So basically, that's wrong, you guys. That's wrong.
That's not okay.
That was a couple years after the lobotomy took effect.
This is a green powder. It is unlike any other fruit and vegetable green product. It is not watered down extract. It is an organic superfood made of whole fruits and vegetables. And by the way, they are chosen, these fruits and veggies, specifically chosen by doctors to support your heart health, your lungs, your kidneys, your metabolism, and a healthy weight. And they're the only green powder, by the way, that is backed by a better health promise. So at your next doctor's appointment, your doctor will notice improved health or your money back. That's a pretty big guarantee. And then add to that it tastes amazing, which was that was like the clincher for me. I was willing to try it. And then if it is going to taste healthy, I don't want any part of it. I need it to taste not healthy. I need it to taste like a treat. And that is what it tastes like. This flavor is my favorite. This is the wild berry.
Mine's the greenish, yellowish bottle. Package that tastes like sweet tea.
But I mean, it tastes like a yummy fruit drink that you shouldn't have, but you should, because this is one that actually can improve your health. You can get 15% off your first order plus free shipping when you go to fogchicks, fogchicks.com and use code chicks. That'll get your 15% off that first order. So treat yourself, treat your body, and your doctor is going to notice. Or your money back.
Come on, let's do a couple more. Let's do a couple.
She was on Ellen, where she was talking about not wanting to have certain people be alive.
If you had to be stuck in an elevator with either President Trump, Mike Pence, or Jeff Sessions, who would it be?
Does one of us have to come out alive?
The cackle's going to give me a seizure. Good
Oh my
Lord.
God. No one finds Kamala as funny as Kamala does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's very, very happy with her hilarity. And then, of course, she also loves her Venn diagram.
Venn diagrams, those three circles.
Oh, the Venn diagram.
And then let's just see where they overlap.
You will not be surprised because I have constructed a Venn diagram on this. Remember those three circles, how they overlap?
Sure,
I love Venn diagrams. So I just do. Whenever you're dealing with conflict, pull out a Venn diagram, right? And so, the three circles.
It's
Oh my God.
it's three circles, you guys, that intersect.
They
They come together and it's
the three circles.
it's a Venn diagram.
And then she had a moment with the Polish president where they were both having a press conference after her visit there. And I make sense of this.
The television coverage of just yesterday. That's on top of everything else that we know and don't know yet, based on what we've just been able to see. And because we've seen it or not doesn't mean it hasn't happened, but just limit it to what we have seen.
For us,
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh God, I can't. What
It's idiocracy, man. It's idiocracy.
It is idiocracy.
We're here.
We are just in a dumpster fire. Oh God, everybody! We just need to abolish DEI. We have to. Everywhere. It needs to be abolished. She's the poster girl for it.
Just remember, though, this is just a moment in time.
At every moment in time, and
Moment in
certainly
time.
this one, to see the moment in time in which we exist and are present.
I can imagine.
She's about to be unburdened, isn't she? We're about to be unburdened, aren't we?
Yes, but I just
know
want
it's
to point
coming.
out. I just want to point out that we could have 4 straight minutes of her being unburdened, you guys.
Like all
Not gonna do that.
original clips, all unique
original
clips.
Unique, different clips. There are 4 straight minutes worth
God
of her
help us.
saying that. We're only just going to show the one, and then it's going to go into another Kamala-ism because I just can't get
Imagine
enough.
what can be and be unburdened by what has been. You know?
Six former administration officials last week wrote that open letter urging the administration to change course, to change strategy. Is it time?
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree.
Oh God, it's that time, you guys. That time is every day.
It's every day
Every day.
for us to do what we have been doing.
Mm-hmm.
That time is every day.
Unburdened by what has been.
And then this is an oldie but a goodie. Remember when she was asked if she had been to the border?
We are going to the border. We've been to the border. So this whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
I haven't been to Europe. And I don't understand the point that you're making.
No, of course you
She
don't.
doesn't. Of course, she doesn't understand it. She doesn't understand the point that he is making. Mm-mm.
Oh my God. But you guys, just use your imagination.
This is exciting. It spurs our imaginations and it forces us to ask big questions. Space, it affects us all.
Strapped in?
It's space.
She loves space, you guys.
And buses. Space and buses
buses.
are her two favorite
She
things.
loves them. And she loved explaining to a group of adults. I would just like to point out that her audience in this clip is filled with adults, okay? And here is how she talks to them.
To their seats and waited as the tanks beneath them filled with tens of thousands of gallons of fuel. And then they launched. Yeah, they did.
Right?
They launched. They did. They did. They launched you guys into space.
Oh my God.
Good Good Lord.
But as she also reminded us so eloquently, there's great significance to the passage of time.
Significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time. You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You exist in the context of all in which you live and what came before you.
Don't you understand? You live in the context of, I don't even know what she said.
You guys, she may actually be our president.
I just can't.